Okay, YouTube, back again with a few more pieces of kit and a few more different ideas that I have on. Last time we covered NBC stuff. This time I'm just going to cover a variety of things, and I'm going to go through them again pretty quick. If you have questions, send a message. I'll answer them. Don't post a bunch of stuff in the comments about it because I just simply don't have time to read all that. If you're going to be in a situation where you've got to bug out or leave your residence, whether it be on foot, by a vehicle, whatever, doesn't really matter, you're going to need means to protect yourself and to procure food, unless you can carry days, weeks, or months worth of food with you. I like this implement right here. This is the Primal Gear Unlimited Folding Survival Bow. There are videos on YouTube of it. It's simple to set up. You just turn a couple of knobs, bring the limbs out, and I'm ready to go as soon as I string it. Very, very solid bow. I think carbon composite of some form. Don't hold me to that. Fairly light, definitely only 3, maybe 4 pounds. Reversible, so it can be shot either hand. You just flip the limbs around. Folds up, will fit in most day packs. If you're going to have a bow, like I said, you want strings. I carry 2. And even if you're going to make a bow in the woods, spend the money on a quality string. You're going to spend hours peeling bark, weaving, if you can even find it. Strings are fairly cheap. They'll last. You don't have to worry about it snapping the first time you go to use it. They don't take up any space or any weight. They save you a mad amount of time. Arrows, some people just simply would rather go out there and make it. That's fine, but if I have to shoot to defend myself from a potential attacker, I want a real arrow. These are carbon fiber arrows. The camouflage is a nice touch. And buy yourself some of these, because that field point, obviously, if you know anything about archery, it's not going to do you any good. 2-blade and 4-blade broadhead. Doesn't really matter what kind you like. Get some, because if your life depends on it, I want quality gear. And trying to shoot at someone who's got body armor on with a rock tied to a stick, well, you can see how that might go. But case in point, if you have to use it on small game or something, it'll probably work just fine, the primitive method. But me personally, even though building a bow or arrows is a good skill to have, and I don't think that any person should rely on gear over learning the skill. I'll say that again. Do not rely on gear to be a replacement for you not knowing the right skills. So, moving on. If you have a bow, you're going to want arm protection, because if you get burned one time, you'll wish you had arm protection. Again, it's a small piece of kit, doesn't weigh a lot, doesn't cost a lot, save you a lot of pain and headaches from arm burn. If you've ever shot a bow, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Cutting tools, we're going through this quick, because if you've ever watched a bug out bag video, people will draw this stuff out for hours. Carry at least 2. This is a simple Mora knife. I keep 3 diamond files attached to it, fine, medium, and super fine, so I can keep it sharp. This is my Ontario Rat 5. I like it, big handle, solid knife. A little more pain in the butt to sharpen because it's a flat grind, not a Scandi grind. On the back of it, I carry a file, fine grit file, sharpens it up in a minute. In his little kit, I carry 2 ferrule rods. There you can see one, another one. There's also a magnesium block in here. So, knife, fire starters, and sharpener all in one kit. That works for me. Originally, this was my axe. It's a Fiskars. I liked it because it had the hollow handle and I could stick stuff down in there. And then I realized it was a pain to get it out. It's heavy. Heavier than I like, although it is tough. I have beat this one around multiple times. And it's a little pain in the butt to get the edge back on it, but it can be done if you want to take the time to do it. But this one's seen a fair amount of work. It's a quality axe for $35. I did upgrade. This is my Grand Force Brux outdoor axe. I know it's a glorified hatchet. You're not going to go fell trees with it. I don't intend to be felling trees. The little metal band on it means if you miss, you don't get it all tore up, beat the handle all up. It's got great weight. Feels really, really good in the hand. Small enough that you could use it for fine tasks, and big enough that it'll limb trees. May take you a little bit if it's got big limbs, but it's a quality piece of gear, and it now replaces the larger piece of gear in my kit because, well, it's half the size and half the weight. Screw this field point back on here right quick and we'll move along. Should also carry spare field points and spare inserts if you're going to go this route with arrows. As you can see, I do, as well as spare vanes and glue. Some people, again, will have different opinions. That's fine. We're all entitled. Whatever works for you. As long as you have something, that's the main thing. Staying on the topic of cutting tools, etc. Silky Golden Boy spare blade. Nice little saw, folds out, easy to use, Japanese made. Only works on the pull stroke, but I don't want to carry a big old buck saw. At least not in my bag. We have one in our car kit, but this is what I carry in my bug out bag. Okay, where to go from here? Let's go here. Everyone needs some method to be able to see what's going on further than what you can normally see. These are Nikon 10x40. Very, very nice binoculars. Very, very clear. At a couple hundred yards, I can pick you out with no trouble. You don't have to get a big pair, but you need to have some kind of way to see what's going on outside of your normal field of vision. If you want to spend the money on Bushnell waterproof ones and all that, that's fine. These were less than $100, and for me, they suffice my needs. Now here's something that I'm sure there will be, oh, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, MSR Pocket Rocket canister fuel stove, and I carry 2 canisters of fuel. One in the truck, one in our car kit, one in my bug out bag. Reason being is in inclement conditions, downpours, snowstorms, anytime when I don't want to take the time to go gather wood, I don't want to take the time to fiddle with tinder bundles, I don't want to fight the elements to get my meal. This thing, I can have it set up and have the water boiling and be eating by the time you get your shit together. Sorry. Anyway, so that's why I carry it. I don't use it every meal, but when I need it, I want to have it. It's one of those pieces of kit it's a convenience thing for me, and I don't mind carrying it. Communications. If you're in the woods, you're going to need a way to get information. Or if you're anywhere, you're going to need to be able to know what's going on in the world. So you're going to need something that will pick up shortwave antenna, unless you have ham, which you're lucky if you have it. I don't have it. I have a handheld. At least I can listen. Working on getting a license. But anyway, this Kato Voyager has 2 shortwave bands on it and weather bands with an extended antenna. At least I have access to information if I'm in a location where I can pick it up. Nice little radio. It also has a USB port which allows me to charge batteries through this little gadget, which will charge any size battery that will fit in it 2 at a time via USB. So I can put batteries from headlamps or whatever in here. Use this to charge them, and only have to carry one set. External hard drive for a computer. This one's 250 gig. If you got important documentation, back it up. Have it somewhere safe, so if you have to leave, you can't take your computer and everything with you. You have your important documentation. So if your computer gets compromised, not whoever compromises it doesn't know everything about you. Back your stuff up and have it in a way that you can take it with you. This will fit in your shirt pocket. It doesn't weigh anything, and the peace of mind is every bit of worth it. Okay, I'll do some more stuff in another part. Bye for now.